ZANU PF Politburo is currently in session, and guess who are the attendants? Obviously, all Politburo members of ZANU PF, inclusive of retired General Chwenga. There is also retired General Valerio Sibanda. They are obviously, it's full of supporters of Emerson Mnangagwa. And in his opening remarks, Emerson Mnangagwa gave us a picture of some of the issues that would be tackled by the Politburo of today. ZANU PF does its monthly Politburo, so this one is not an extraordinary. It was supposed to be undertaken, but it comes at a crucial moment. They are faced with the prospect of the success of the 31st of July 2026 protest. Already, Emerson Mnangagwa addressed that, as well as also addressing issues of factionalism within his party, because as much as he seems to have gotten away with CAP 3, but the opposition to CAP 3 has not vanished or diminished. It is still alive in ZANU PF. And that is why he speaks of the spirits of Ligion. Greetings and welcome to a lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So, the Politburo of ZANU PF is in session as we are speaking at the moment. Let's hear in a snippet of less than a minute what Mnangagwa said during the opening remarks of the Politburo. Let me just play the snippet.
Counter-revolutionary and retrogressive elements on what platform must be exposed and rejected. Preserving, safeguarding, and protecting our peace, security, our unity, and development remains our collective moral and sacred duty. Household by household, village by village.
So that was Emerson, part of the videos, the snippet that has been posted on ZANU PF pages, calling the people who are against his CAP 3 counter-revolutionaries. Well, that is typical of Emerson Mnangagwa. As he was speaking, so he was sitting next to retired General Chwenga, and also he was speaking in front of other retired military generals. We know that the retired military generals have told Emerson Mnangagwa in his face that they are opposed to Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3. Not only that, even when he signed it into law, they indicated that they will never flinch. And guess what Emerson Mnangagwa called to them today? He said they are possessed by the spirit of Ligion. That is typical of Emerson Mnangagwa, and it is reflective of actually what he intends to do, that he is still in a fighting mood. You understand very, very well that he is still not safe as long as individuals such as retired General Chwenga are still next to him, as long as numerous other ZANU PF officials, as well as war veterans, are still opposed to CAP 3. We've seen his strategy, that is to eliminate them, get rid of them from the military, and also eliminate them individually. That has been the strategy that has been employed by Emerson Mnangagwa. So saying, let us desist from those who are actually possessed by the spirit of Ligion, and going to an extent of addressing the members of Politburo of saying, me and you, we have got the job to make sure that we unite the country. And he says the spirit of Ligion should be rejected at all levels. In simple terms, was when he says that, he says all those who are opposed to Cap 3, all those who are opposed to him tearing up the constitution of the Republic of Zimbabwe should be rejected. He is calling for actions against these individuals. But he has been delaying, especially on people like retired General Chiwenga. But knowing Mnangagwa for who he is calculating the risk. Definitely, I have predicted that at some point he will act against him. The mind-boggling question is, will he actually develop capacity to counter the fight that is imminent between him and Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa? Because from the look of things, Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa looks set to fight. So during today's Politburo, we expect celebrations to continue. Will retired General Chiwenga also say something that may make Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa to be unsettled? Technically, he may. Anything is still possible at this moment. We cannot rule anything out, but the Politburo in session at the moment, Mnangagwa definitely will be trying to prove to the retired generals that he is doing the job, as well as also to the people of Zimbabwe. And the job that he is doing really and is good at, it is looting the state resources. He has been good at that, but he doesn't want to portray that kind of a job. He will speak as someone who is addressing poverty. There is no poverty that has been addressed by Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. If there is anything, poverty continues to entrench within Zimbabwean societies. It continues to grow. So in simple terms, he has not dealt with really bread and butter issues in Zimbabwe. What he has been doing is to go after the very constitution that Zimbabweans in 2013, when they were given a time when there was government of national unity, proposed how they intended to be governed. Instead of Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa coming through in 2018, aligning the laws of the land with the constitution of 2013, it began to create illegal laws. And at the moment, we have got Constitutional Amendment Act, which is a continuation of tearing the constitution of Zimbabwe. So definitely it was expected, and it is expected, that they may have heated exchanges between him or the members of his faction with retired General Chiwenga. Because if you ever thought that Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa and Chiwenga fighting is over, it is not yet over. It is still alive, because Chiwenga understands very, very well that Cap 3 was designed to close, a space, or to close an opportunity for him to be the next president of ZANU PF, as well as also the president of Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa's 2030 was designed to close that, to keep Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa in power. You hear now, they are saying we'll amend the constitution. The constitution will say a presidential term is 7 years, of which Mnangagwa would have begun his first 7-year presidential term, and as such, he should serve another term from 2030 to 2037. It is possible, and they won't have to have another Cap 4. The Cap 4 that is coming, if Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa is not stopped, or if efforts are not made to actually contain this man, is to transform Zimbabwe into a monarchy. That is where we are going to. That is why it is still fundamental at this moment in time for the people of Zimbabwe to stand up on the 31st of July and take their power, restore their power back into their hands, and make sure that the regime of Emerson Mnangagwa is thwarted. Definitely during his address, he took time also to talk about protesters, although doing so indirectly, because this is a headache. He has acknowledged that protest gives him a headache. Because he understands the people of Zimbabwe do not like him. And the numbers of people that do not like the regime of Emerson Mnangagwa are alarming. That is why he is speaking of peace, but being the very same man that is disturbing the peace of the land. So the people of Zimbabwe on the 31st of July should stand up in their numbers and make it a point that this regime, anti-people regime of Emerson Mnangagwa is thwarted. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one.